The RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League is on the air. RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals, proudly brings to you IR05s from the Iracing Pocono International Speedway. This broadcast also being brought to you by TDA Motorsports, proudly sponsored by the Disabled American Veterans Association, DAV, an all-volunteer fleet of non-critical medical transport for America's veterans. For more information on how you can get involved, go to DAV.org. This broadcast also being brought to you by David Llewellyn and the DHL Express, Mr. Hoot Baker, Convergent Composites, Joe Morganti's Lug Nuts Hub, and promotional consideration paid for by Motorsports Graphic Designs. For all your in-sim graphical needs, you got something going through your mind, you want to see it on your race car, give Tyler Graff a call. Motorsports Graphic Designs. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight, joined in race control by Mr. Gary Front Row Bauer. Gary, how the hell are you?
Good, Tony. How about yourself?
If I was any happier, I'd need to be twins. So
I sure do miss racing tonight. We're in New Mexico, so I can't race, and I love this track. It's my favorite track on all of iRacing.
And we are, of course, referring to the Tricky Triangle, the Pocono International Speedway in lovely Pocono, Pennsylvania, nestled in the Pocono Mountains region. Definitely not an easy track to get around in any car, Gary.
No, you definitely have to drive it.
Absolutely.
I got to give a shout out to Betty Lou tonight because I don't know if you guys shouted out to her on Sunday night. We were on the road. So, hi, Betty Lou. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. We were there with you.
Yes, of course. We are referring to Miss Betty Lou from Minnesota. Thank you for tuning in on tonight's broadcast. Another new name that we're seeing out there tonight. Let me see if I can find him in TeamSpeak. We're going to bring him down into...
User was moved to your channel.
Mr. Francois Pelletier. Tony, up in the booth. You got me, sir.
Yes, I do.
So, Frenchie, making your first start in the IR05s in the ISL here at the Tricky Triangle. How's practice going for you so far?
The first session we did a little bit ago was all right. I stayed around 8th and 9th, and I picked up some speed now, and I'm sitting P3, and, just getting used to the people racing in this room and seeing how they handle other people around them and learning a lot.
Well, learning a lot as far as the open wheel side of things go. You do have quite a bit of, as we semi-jokingly refer to them, the tin tops. You've wheeled those around here on a semi-regular basis, though.
Oh, yeah. So it's, it's definitely, I like this because it's full throttle. Everybody should be the same, and you got to pick your air spots for drafting a little bit, and got to have a lot of throttle control, and I'm learning that other people don't have that, so yeah, it's fun.
Well, as far as the differences between the tin tops that you normally run, the Monster Energy Cup cars and the Xfinity B cars, can you give our viewers at home that haven't had a lot of in-car experience of an idea of what you're going through as far as a learning curve right now?
Biggest thing is the weight. Obviously, the weight of the cars is a lot less, and your reaction time, you have to be quicker. One thing I did learn so far is a lot of people they don't always run a smooth line in these because they can move from side to side very quickly and make drastic maneuvers. So trying to figure out who does that the most. I've tried to get behind just about everybody so far just to see what they do when somebody's around them, and the trick is to stay smooth. Your car goes fast. If you get darty, sometimes it does scrub speed, but most importantly, you got more opportunity for wrecks. So just trying to learn everybody from that aspect. It's really no different than we run in the Monster Cup cars. You got to learn who keeps a good line and who doesn't.
Now, speaking of the Monster Cup cars, those that aren't familiar with your racing resume, now you are which position on Ray Black Jr.'s Xfinity team? And I would like to remind everybody, Ray did make his Monster Energy Cup debut this past weekend at Chicagoland.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I'm his front tire carrier. Basically, I'm the last guy he has an opportunity to hit. I'm also the biggest guy, so a little incentive to him not to hit me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, carry for him. I've been doing it for about 3.5 years now. I've known Ray and his family for a lot of years. Him and his dad are real close, and it's just been a great opportunity to follow him along this journey he's on and watching him grow as an individual and as an incredible racer. I mean, the kid's a wheelman, and we're looking forward to the future where we can get him in some great equipment so he can prove himself even more.
Fair enough, Frenchie. We will. We've got the cameras trained on you right now, so just following you along on the track here as you're getting up to speed. We'll let you get back up into the TeamSpeak channel, and best of luck tonight.
Yeah,
Thank
welcome.
you very much. Have a great night.
Welcome,
Enjoy the show.
Frenchie. Welcome to Indy Speedway League, and good luck tonight.
User was moved out of your channel.
For some reason, he couldn't hear me on TeamSpeak.
Were you pushing your button?
Oh, that's why. All right.
Not a problem. He'll catch it in the broadcast afterwards. But yeah, Gary, we're watching Frenchie go around the track right now. Seems to have a pretty smooth line going. Driving the National Guard 07 car tonight.
I see a lot of people hitting the wall in practice if they're up a little bit too high on their entry.
Well, you can blame that partially on the new tire model that Iracing has given. They've made it so that the marbles are more, for lack of a better term, more effective in doing what marbles do in real life. And if anybody saw the broadcast last night that Sam, Kevin, and I did with the league that Frenchie is coming to us from, the RTFT league, you could see it almost every other lap that somebody would get two tires out of the racing groove into the marbles and snap, see you, bye.
Yep.
So
well, it should make for an interesting race tonight. Hopefully we'll have the cautions down low and some good clean racing.
Yeah, definitely, because Pocono is, to be honest with you, Pocono actually is one of my favorite tracks to drive on. In the past couple of whatnots, we've seen some issues on track with other drivers not really doing the right thing, shall we say. And it's the only word that really comes to mind right now is dumpster fire as far as what took place the last time we were here. And from what I've seen throughout the entire league, the entire league has really stepped its game up as far as what they're able to do on track and how they're able to handle the cars in traffic. And just overall, we've seen a lot less caution so far this season. And if I've gone ahead and just jinxed the entire field tonight, go ahead and get your hate mail coming. That's P.O. Box 8675309, care of Rosewood, Ohio, OU 812.
So they're qualified. Why are they disconnecting?
That's an excellent question, because I've got the entire field disconnected right now, and I don't know why. Not sure what's going on. And as I'm going into the live in-race channel, is anybody still here?
We're qualifying.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just hit the wall because of you.
Well, that answers our question, Gary. Apparently everybody did not throughput. So So as we're watching live timing and scoring going up on the screen as the drivers are making their qualifying laps, Chris the Punisher Parkman going quick time so far with a 41.909. Ronnie Osmer right on his heels, 0.02 of a second back as Mike Erder lays one down. Ronnie Osmer still sitting second quick. Chris Parkman back up onto the point. Dropping your teammate Mike Erder back to second. Ronnie goes back to third.
I'm going to make a prediction here. The front row will be Christopher Parkman, David Llewellyn, and Mike Erder first, second, and third. We'll see.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but our brand new driver, Francois Pelletier, just blistered one. As Isaiah Dupree now goes quick time, 41.802. Chris Parkman back up onto the point. Remember, it's 4 laps of qualifying here, folks. So Parkman still holding down the quick time. First one into the 7s with a 41.790. That's really hauling the mail, Gary, especially considering that it's solo qualifying. There's no other cars on the track. And,
right.
You know, these guys are running low 8s, and Parkman dipped it into the 7s. And now Isaiah Dupree goes into the 7s. Quentin Young goes into the 7s. That's flipping flying. Good grief.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
Absolutely.
Here goes David to the top.
David almost into the 6s. Good grief. 41.726. That's I'm amazed at some of the speeds these guys are putting up. Or, you know, lap times anyways that these guys are putting up in qualifying.
Yeah, I had fun in a private message with David. He said, "You didn't race Sunday?" I said, "Well, no. You had the pole, so of course I didn't race."
True story. But you know, we're glad to have you up here in race control and in the booth, and should be interesting. But just a couple minutes left. We're gonna go trackside. Do you want to do the pre-race drivers meeting, or do you want me to?
I'll go ahead and do it. If they can hear me, they said they could barely hear me. Race control. And I have everything turned up. I don't understand that.
Well, if you want, I can. Do
yeah,
it.
Go ahead, Tony, and do it. Yes.
All right. Thanks everybody for coming out. Real quick. You all know the rules. No fake pitting. No swerving to warm your tires up. If you do cause a caution, please claim it. You know, if you're at fault, in open chat, say, "Hey, that was my bad." That makes the race competition committee's job easier post race. We are going to ask that you call your pit prior to going into turn 3, and you can pit off the front stretch. Please try to stay as low as possible coming out of the pits. There's no real, quote, blend line down on the apron, but just try to stay as low as possible and give the guys room on the high side. You know, other than that, just remember you can't win it on the first lap, but you sure as hell can lose it. So just take it easy out there. And remember, this car does have insane aero push when you're right behind somebody. So keep that in mind when you're trying to make maneuvers, please. Other than that, everybody please have a good race. Just relax. And if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right.
And don't argue with the frickin' race control.
Yeah, I had enough of that on Sunday.
Tony, who is number 63?
Can you
Ray
repeat whatever
Dubuque.
you opened with?
One of the new guys.
Got unmuted as
Jay Dubuque.
you were talking.
Okay, let's try that again. You know, you all know the rules. No swerving of your tires to warm them up. No fake pitting. If you do cause a caution, please claim it. And, you know, just in sim chat, my bad will suffice. It makes race or competition committee's job a lot easier. We are going to ask that you call your pit before you get into turn 3 under green flag conditions. You can pit off the front stretch. You don't have to use the access road in 2. We do ask when you come out of the pits, stay as low as you possibly can without driving in the grass. Let the guys at speed go by you on the high side and blend in between 1 and 2.
Just a quick thought. If you're trying to get a car back, say you have a wreck off a tunnel turn, and you're trying to get your car limped back to the pits, use the access road down there so that you're not up in traffic area if you can. Other than that, you don't have to use it, but if you're wrecked and you're trying to get in, that'd be a good time for you not to crab walk up on the track.
Good call, Terry.
If you go on the access road, it lets people pass you too, and it shouldn't.
All right, so qualifying done. We've now set the field for tonight's race as I'm bringing up timing and scoring. Starting up on pole is going to be David Llewellyn. He's joined up there with Quentin Young. Chris the Punisher Parkman and Isaiah Dupree go off row number 2. Mike Erder and Cody Eldred going to make up row number 3. Jake Gordon being joined with the rookie Francois Pelletier in row 4. Ronnie Osmer and defending IR05 Series champion Tyler Graff are going to make up row number 5. Brendan Graham and the world's fastest hippie Mike Whitaker make up row number 6. Row 7 is going to see Kevin Pasquich and Creighton Carter. T.D. Adams and Johnny Antonucci make up row number 8. Row 9 goes to your other teammate, Jay Anderson. He's joined with Chris Hamilton. And Jason Coburn and Jay Dubuque are going to be row 10. So 20 cars taking time. Chris Bouchard and David Bowden and Nate Dean as well not taking time tonight. So allegedly 23 cars here. Oh, and Sam Cooper, how could I forget my own teammate? Sam Cooper Bennett not taking time as well. Sam just getting the track just before the session opened, not 100% comfortable, said he was going to start at the back. So I dare say, Gary, if we get a long green flag run, pit strategy is what is really going to play a part in tonight's victory.
Yes, it is. It's especially at this track. Well,
this is one of those tracks that we go to where you can pit under green and not lose a lap.
Right. And I need to do something with my race chatter because it just overpowers your voice. I can't hear you. So anytime there's anything at all going on, Tony, I'm going to take a second and mute the chat, the in-race chat for everybody once they get to the pace car, and then that way we can talk about.
Well, chances are by the time they've caught the pace car, I'll already have helped you figure out what the hell just went sideways. But, yeah, that's probably not a bad idea.
This is going to be a fun race to watch.
Yeah, I see this being fun. We have the timing and scoring tower right in the camera view of your pole sitter, David Llewellyn. Would like to take this moment to remind everybody you are watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com is your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. So 100 laps, the scheduled distance here at the Tricky Triangle, lovely Pocono, Pennsylvania, the iRacing version in the Dallara Circa 2011, as iRacing likes to call them, or if you're a purist like myself, it's the IR05, the old Indy Racing League car.
Okay.
And part of me is actually glad that you're in the booth tonight, Gary, because I think it just would have been unfair for everybody else if you had actually raced tonight.
I love this track, and
and that's why.
Yeah, I look forward to this track. I also look forward to Indy a bunch, and So I'll just have to try to make my damage count there.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, cars gridding up. Last couple of cars hitting the grid right now. There we go. We're now rolling. As we see the DHL Express of David Llewellyn going to be leading them to green. Got Quentin Young on his outside. And I'm thinking someone starting in the top 4 tonight is going to win it.
That's a pretty good pick.
You know, it's kind of hard to go wrong considering that David's won here, Chris has won here, Quentin has won at
Tony,
Indy.
Let me talk to these guys real quick, Tony. I'll be right back.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, guys, I was talking to Tony on the other channel. So anyway, I'm just going to tell you guys.
You're still in here, bud.
Let's get straightened up and let's go on the guy in front of you. Don't go on the flag. Sorry.
Not a problem. So Gary Bauer giving the troops one last-minute pep talk here. And that's the beauty of tonight, folks. You're going to hear live race control as the race goes on, as the field works its way through the tunnel turn right now, the turn number 2, if you will, which is how you get into and out of the infield section of this track. So, again, 100 laps of scheduled distance. David Llewellyn bringing him to green. Quentin Young on his outside. Now, both of those guys have won it. David's actually won here. Chris has won here. Quentin has won, I believe, at Indy before, and so has Isaiah. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out.
I know David won at Indy as well.
Yes, David. Unlapping himself from 2 laps down to win at Indy, I might add. And green flag comes out before the pace car even leaves the track. That's just awesome. Llewellyn gets a good jump. Parkman goes with him. So the field getting strung out a little bit towards the front. Still too wide back in the pack a little bit as we're watching, looks like Tyler Graff going side by side with his teammate Isaiah Dupree. I'm sorry, that's Mike Erder on the inside of the gray car. But the top 3 is starting to check out. As
yes,
you know,
they should pull back up on them once they get in line behind them.
As you see, Quentin Young have to check up coming through the trioval turn 3. You know, he was saying during hot laps that, you know, somebody asked, "Well, are you guys lifting?" He goes, "No, I can flat-foot it all the way around." Yeah, well, you haven't been in traffic yet, dude. And that's just a perfect example right there. He was right tucked up behind Chris Parkman and almost knocked down the turn 3 wall.
Yellow flag is out.
And we've got problems already. Ooh. Brendan Graham.
What was the caution, guys?
Brendan Graham. Let's see what happened there. We're watching Graham on the high side go 3 wide and just eat the wall. In the tunnel turn, you cannot go 3 wide. And Graham tried it, and that's the result. Looks like he may have had some help from Frenchie there. You see Paskowicz on the low side, Frenchie in the middle, and Frenchie just was trying to give Paskowicz some room, and Graham was already there. You see that both PH-aware cars tried to split Pelletier, and he just blasted Graham, just hip checked him. You know, so I mean, it's up to you how you want to call that one, Gary, if you're watching the replay.
I gotta look at what KP did there when he went blowing in there on the bottom to make it 3 wide.
Well, if you look, they split him. If you back it up as they're coming down the short chute between 1 and 2, KP's behind Graham. Graham's behind Pelletier. KP had a run. Graham goes to the high side. KP had a wicked run, goes to the inside, and they kind of split him. And Frenchie, I don't think he realized that he was the meat in the sandwich at that point. So. As we see a couple of takers come down pit road. Chris Bouchard, Pelletier comes down pit road. Cooper Bennett, Jay Anderson, Whitaker coming down pit road. Graham was able to limp it back to the pits.
So nobody went a lap down?
Does not look like anybody went a lap down yet, sir. Brendan Graham was able to limp it back to the pits, currently sitting in 17th spot. So, but he is going to have to go to the tail end of the lead pack because he did enter a closed pit.
I'm looking at this one more time. KP got through there clean.
Right, and I'm thinking what took place, because you didn't see Frenchie turn his wheel to the right, you just saw him not turn in as early as he probably would have liked to, because KP was there. So he was trying to give KP room and ran out of room because Brandon was on the outside.
Tony, I'm going to call that a racing incident because
fair enough, sir.
He was trying to hold his ground and hold it straight, and Brandon Graham came out there, and it's tough when you're in the middle at this track.
Oh, yeah, and turn 3 is definitely not the place where you want to try to go 3 wide, and I think Brandon, being a rookie as well, just learned a hard lesson that you don't want to be on the high side 3 wide going through the tunnel turn. So if you want
Okay, guys, we're going to rule that a racing incident. The two cars came together, Brandon and Frenchie, and it was just one of those 3 wide things going into the turn. One of them shouldn't have been there, but they were there, so it's just a racing incident.
All right, so as we are back live with the front of the field, currently working lap 5 of 100. David Llewellyn has led all 5 laps so far. Chris Parkman currently sits in second. Quentin Young, Mike Erder, Isaiah Dupree, Ronnie Osmer, Tyler Graff, Cody Eldred, Jake Gordon, and Creighton Carter rounding out your top 10. So, no EOLs given on that one other than Brendan Graham for entering the closed pit, and that's an iRacing thing, that's not an admin thing. So, looks like we are 2 to go. And unfortunately, pace laps around here are just maniacal. 2 minutes per lap of pacing.
Yeah, they're brutal here.
Which is why I actually threatened to commit Harry Carey and start singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" for those of you who get the joke. Yeah. Anyways, for those of you who are Cubs fans, go ahead and get your hate mail coming now. For those of you who aren't Cubs fans, get your hate mail coming now. And for those of you who are David Llewellyn fans, get your fan mail coming now, as he's still leading this thing. Chris the Punisher Parkman sitting in second place. Parkman got a hell of a start last time, and we watched just an anomaly with the pace car, and it happens here more than just about any other track around. Is it'll say green before the pace car actually makes the hard left turn. So it's definitely weird to watch, and it's very strange when you're on track and it's like green, green, green. Dude, there's a pace car in front of me.
Yeah, it does go green before the pace car's even out of the way.
The pace car didn't even move when it was yelling green in the spotter. You could hear it in the stream because I was live when it did it. I had to double check to make sure I was live, and I was live. the pace car's still sitting in the middle of the track, and the spotters are yelling green. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, kid. A lot of people go to sleep here because they're halfway coming out of that turn there, and all of a sudden everybody goes, and
Absolutely.
it goes much quicker than you anticipate.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's definitely something to try to keep an eye on around here, as it's going to be interesting to see how this restart goes, because we saw Chris Parkman was right on David Llewellyn's transmission tunnel when David finally did drop the hammer to start the race. Quentin Young was trying to stay with him, but starting outside there, at least in the initial green, you have to wait for the leader to go, or else the sim gives you a black flag, and we know that Quentin just didn't want to do that. And now Chris Parkman is in the unenviable task of trying to restart on the outside of row number 1. As we see your rookie teammate, Mike Erder, the Iceman as we've started calling him, sitting outside row number 2. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens, considering David and Mike are in the same TeamSpeak chat with your third teammate, Mr. Jay Anderson, who's...
Green flag.
Again, it's Cody Eldred jumps to the outside to avoid getting A, run over, and B, avoid running over Ronnie Osmer.
That looked like a pretty good start.
So far, so good, as
Parkman did very well out there.
Absolutely was able to stay with David, and I think Quentin was a little bit asleep at the switch there, just trying to get the timing down for later in the race of how David's going to restart, should he still be up there when it comes down to crunch time, as they are still too wide throughout most of this field as they head into turn 3, which I fear turn 3 is going to be Calamity Corner tonight.
Whew, they're getting awful close to that wall.
And Parkman leads that lap. Was able to keep it wound up on the high side coming through 3. And I have no idea who that is way the hell back there so far off the pace. Jay Dubuque, you may want to just have a word with Jay that he's over almost 10 full miles an hour off the pace. I mean, there's being cautious, and then there's being overly cautious. And right now I think Jay might be overly cautious in the 63 car. As David Llewellyn eats the turn 3 wall. Holy Christmas. We saw that live. Let's go to the replay of that and see what did take place. Just arrow push, and Isaiah Dupree with nowhere to go. As David eats the pit wall too. I'm going to have to go out on a limb and say that might be an unsafe pit entrance for David as well. Shouldn't lose a lap here. Already in pit road, he and Isaiah both. And David's car smoking worse than a Cheech and Chong concert right now. But, yeah, that was, wow. That's what we were talking about when we say arrow push, ladies and gentlemen. You saw the car just not want to keep turning coming off the corner, and David just ate the turn 3 wall right there as the safer barrier ends. So Isaiah Dupree down off the jacks already. David up on the jacks and down and away.
You're welcome. Okay. Sorry, wrong channel. Yeah, that's definitely just all on David.
Yeah, that was just straight up arrow push from the looks of it, as far as what we were seeing in the
Did
screen.
anybody else get collected in it that had to that's going to drop down a lap?
No, nobody's going to lose a lap. Isaiah and David both spun into the pits. Isaiah was able to keep the car on the lead lap, and so was David. However, they're both going to receive EOLs, most likely due to unsafe pit entrance. As we see a lot of takers coming down pit road now. Quentin Young going down pit road, Creighton Carter, Cody Eldred, Looks like Jake Gordon, Tyler Graff, Frenchie. Yeah. Isaiah back down pit road. David Bowden down pit road. Chris Hamilton. And Jay Dubuque.
I'm going to speak to Jay Dubuque real quick here.
All right. If you want to go ahead and mute your mic here. Unless you want us to hear what you're saying to him.
Let me see. How do I mute my mic here?
If you bring up the Skype window, you'll see a microphone. You'll see the red call button, the plus button, and then a microphone. Just go ahead and hit that. Just left click it, Gary.
With friggin' radio.
Gosh darn it, I can't find
I
it.
already called it for you.
It's all right. Just go ahead and talk to him, and we'll listen along with you.
I hate you.
I was gonna say, someone's salty tonight.
Be my guest.
Just go ahead and talk to him, Gary.
All right.
All the kids at school are picking on me.
Gotta get all this stuff
Sorry,
closed out.
Clayton.
2 to green, Tower.
It's all good.
10-4, thank you. Hey, Jay Dubuque, number 63. Are you having problems? Or are you just laying back that far on purpose?
I'm getting out. I'm getting out of it.
Okay, so I went in to pull into the pits here, and right before I did it, it told me that I need to let David by, but I'm pretty sure David was on the other side of the track, and I just got past me into the yellow, so... That's cool.
Alright, so it sounds like Jay Dubuque is going to park it. Allegedly. And Isaiah Dupree's going to need a black flag clear, as we are now back live at the front of the field. And Parkman and Osmer both choosing to stay out under this caution. Sam Cooper Bennett pitting under the first caution, stayed out this time. Creighton Carter winning the race off pit road. Quentin Young coming out in second. Cody Eldred, Kevin Pasquich, Tyler Graff, Johnny Antonucci, and Mike Whitaker rounding out your top 10. And so just right-click on Isaiah's name and go ahead and clear that black flag.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I cleared it.
All right, sir. So field getting ready to form on up as we're getting ready to go 1 to go here. Parkman in control of the race now as we watched him keep it wound up on the high side. Just wondering if any driver tonight is actually going to, take the outside line on the restart. Being as that is a rule that we have implemented, but nobody has done so far in the big cars. So Parkman, Osmer, Cooper Bennett, Carter, Young, Eldred, Paskowicz, Graff, Whitaker, and Antonucci, your top 10 as we get ready to go back to green as the field works its way through turn number 1. And I have to say, this time of day in these cars is probably one of my favorites to watch. Simply because the way the sun just hits these cars is just gorgeous.
Yeah, I really miss not racing. And the other thing I really miss tonight is at home on my big machine, I have voice attack. But I don't have that on my laptop. So everything I have to do manually. I'm getting the hang of it.
Well, the thing is, voice attack would be a bad thing to have on the broadcast because we'd hear everything you say in voice attack.
Yeah.
So
there's that.
working their way into turn 3. Parkman is going to lead them back to green this time. Let's see what type of starts we can see from everybody. A little bit of a gap between the first row and the second row. Creighton Carter looks like he might be getting ready to try to
Close
center
it up,
somebody
guys.
here. Cooper Bennett giving about half a car width, or half a car length to Parkman.
Green, green, green.
And yes, folks, I am live. And the green flag came out before the pace car moved, so something we're going to have to get used to here tonight. As Parkman and Osmer work their way through 1 and 2.
Parkman got his left wheels down there on the rumble strip, and it kind of shot him up the track.
It did, and that left the door wide open for the young gunner, Ronnie Osmer, to take over the point. And here comes Sam Cooper Bennett on the inside of Creighton Carter trying to make a move. I've told Sam before that this is probably going to be a track he's going to excel at, considering that he has become quite the road racer. And you really have to drive Pocono much like a road course.
Absolutely.
Up to and including how you strategize your race. It's one of the few tracks that you can pit like you would on a road course, where you'll lose more positions pitting under caution than you would if you pit under green. As we see Creighton Carter take over the number 2 spot from Parkman. Parkman caught those rumble strips again coming through turn 1, and that led the door open. As we're watching him do the snake down the front straightaway. Not something we see a lot in this league, but they are definitely working their way as Osmer gets it sideways. There it goes.
Yellow flag is out.
Wow. That was ugly. Cooper Bennett catching a piece of it. Tyler Graff catching a piece of it. You see him zipping through there. Creighton Carter catching a piece of it. Let's go to the replay there. That's Parkman still flipping. Wow. As we're watching Parkman just get punted. Paskowicz catching a piece of it. Parkman catching more airtime than the skateboard at the X Games, puts one out of the park. Good grief. You see Paskowicz catching that inside wall there. Tyler Graff going for a spin. Let's see who that is parked on the outside wall like that. David Llewellyn. Wow. Let's see what happened to David here. As he's right behind Terry Adams, they try to pick their way through. Terry just trying to take evasive action. David was on the high side. Good grief.
Wow.
And that all started with Ronnie Osmer catching the rumble strips and just getting the car way past catchable sideways. A lot of cars.
Are they caught up to the track? Are they up to the pace car live?
Yes. Yes, as a matter of fact, there are cars that have already gone down pit road, David being one of them, Chris, Ronnie, Creighton. I believe
now, are any of these guys going to go a lap down? Am I going to have to hold Ronnie? I got to see here.
I'm looking, yes, there's 3 cars towing. Parkman is towing. Ronnie's towing as well. And so is Creighton.
Okay, so that might level itself out.
They're all currently 2 laps down. David just lost a lap in the pits. And that leaves us with 16 on the lead lap. And Season 1 champion Cody Eldred currently showing the way as DW12 Series champion Mike Whitaker sits in second. And then it's a couple of rookies. Brendan Graham and Jason Coburn both driving for, looks like Phenomenal Motorsports, running the PH Aware colors. And Jake Gordon, then Frenchie up into the top 10, and Isaiah Dupree.
That was on Ronnie, and it looks like they're all towing, so I don't. We'll pay attention here and see if we have to do anything additional, but I think it's going to work out to where he's back where the other cars are anyway. So.
Yeah, Parkman's down off the jacks already. Creighton Carter's still towing. Ronnie's down off the jacks, so he's going to have to get the black flag because Creighton is still towing.
On this computer, the race chat just overwhelms the the broadcast chat and then talking with Tony. So I have to mute it so I can hear and think and talk.
Gary, if you go into the options, you can turn down voice chat. And Creighton Carter now out of the pits. So everybody is out of the pits. You're probably going to want to wait till they start to form up and give Ronnie in EOL at that point.
Okay.
Looks like they are 2 to go currently. And for those of you who are in the Northeast, I'd like to say that we finally have received our summer. Too bad it's 2 days before we're supposed to start fall.
How did Mike Erder go 6 laps down?
He disconnected. He's not in the server, sir. Same goes for David Bowden and Jay Dubuque.
Now, you're saying I can go into Skype?
No. In the sim, go to options, then go to sound, and turn the in-race chatter volume down. So currently working lap 18, field starting to form up as we are going to have 1 to go this time across the stripe. Lights go out on the pace car. Cody Eldred, Mike Whitaker, Jason Coburn, Brendan Graham, Chris Bouchard, Francois Pelletier, making that 4 rookies in the top 6. Then we have defending series champion Tyler Graff, then Johnny Antonucci, T.D. Adams, and Sam Cooper Bennett running out your top 10. And I think we're in store for some shenaniganry, as Cody's almost door-to-door, for lack of a better term, with the pace car. So I'm wondering what's going to happen here at the start with Cody being where he's currently going to be restarting this race.
They're
should
moving
get
up on him here.
Interesting. Well, they are, but if Whitaker moves up anymore, he's going to be inside the pace car.
Right.
So this could get fun. As Eldred's going to lead him back to green here. Still running very far forward right now.
Just shifted into first.
Green, green, green.
As Graham goes with him.
Somebody on the outside didn't go.
Whitaker. Whitaker was asleep at the switch. And he just lost a ton of positions. Frenchie got by him. Tyler Graff got by him. Sam Cooper Bennett's blinking. Jason Coburn got checked up. Meanwhile, up in front, Cody and Brendan Graham are just walking away from the field almost 3/4 of a second so far. As Brendan backs off going into 3, and it's turning into a horse race right now for the number 3 spot. As you got defending IR05 Series champion, and they make contact, and Frenchie's into the wall.
Who's in third?
Tyler Graff just hip checked Frenchie. And Frenchie is doing everything he can to keep that car straight in the grass. There it goes. He hit the bump, and around he went. No cars around him, so we stay green. Frenchie trying to limp that car back to the pits. Tyler caught the rumble strips and just pushed up into Frenchie. It was a hip check. And that has really opened up the gap between Cody Eldred, Brendan Graham, and Tyler Graff. Eldred and Graham, from Graham to Graff, second to third, it's a 1.5 seconds.
Wow. Now, Tony, this deal with Tyler, I hate to bring this up here. Now, when we have a caution, is he going to be penalized?
No, it'll be post-race. The competition committee will handle it.
Okay.
Just if you could make a note for Mike Whitaker that it's lap 20.
Okay.
And just let him know that after the race in CC chat to look at the lap 20 incident between Graff and Pelletier.
10-4. Yeah, they're just stretching it out, aren't they?
Yes, they are. 1.5 seconds and gaining over current third place Mike Whitaker. And Chris Bouchard, the other rookie in the field, is giving Tyler Graff all he can handle right now. I got to think Tyler might have a little bit of damage from that contact with Frenchie. And yeah, you can see a little bit of a crinkle in the right side pod. So the aero work on the 77, a little worse for wear right now. As Jake Gordon works to the inside of Jason Coburn. And Coburn crosses him over coming out of 1. And they're going to go into the tunnel turn side by side. This has bad idea written all over it. But they make it work. And Isaiah Dupree, recovering from that early race incident, back up into 8th right now. As you see his teal and black car right there within striking distance. As he works to the inside of Coburn now. But back up towards the front, I would like to point out Whitaker has chiseled away at that lead. It was a 1.5 seconds, now down to 1.25.
Yeah, if they stay in line, they should be able to reel them in before they start pitting.
And some of these guys are quickly approaching the golden lap where they are going to have to pit. Eldred's currently 15 in, Graham's 15 in, Whitaker's 15 in, Chris Bouchard is 14 in, then Tyler Graff is 8, Jake Gordon 8, Isaiah Dupree 7, and Jason Coburn 15, now 16, and Sam Cooper
Gosh.
Bennett smoking. What just happened there? As we're going to go to the replay there, and just catches the rumble strips and kicks it sideways. However, the good news is he didn't hit anything. So nothing hurt except for Sam's pride at this point. He was able to keep it off pit road, so no unsafe pit entrance for the driver of the 10 car. He stays on the lead lap. So good on you, Sam. I mean, bad on you for bringing out the caution, but good on you for not hitting anything. As Eldred getting ready to pick up the pace car. Should see the pace car on the exit of turn 1. And there's the pace car. So Eldred has caught the pace car. And that caution was just Sam Cooper Bennett catching the rumble strips in 3 and doing a miraculous job of not hitting anything. So
Yes, he did.
That was an awesome job. Especially for somebody that he hasn't been on this track before the open practice, that started 30 minutes before the race. So for him to be able to A, save the car, and B, not hit anything.
Yeah, it was that's remarkable. Oh, Sam, he did a good job there.
Absolutely, and we can't say that enough. That for somebody that's never seen the track before, other than watching others drive on it, good on you, Sam.
Good job, Sam. That caution was bred out by Sam, but nobody else was involved, so there'll just be an EOL issued just before the restart. No additional penalties.
So, meanwhile, up towards the front, we see Sam's rookie teammate, Brendan Graham, who actually is a crew member for Hinchcliffe's real-life IndyCar. So he was at Sonoma this weekend, now back home and running with us. That's why he wasn't here Sunday. And we've heard rumors that Brendan is trying to talk Hinchy into joining us for a couple of races sometime this season. As Quentin Young stays out and inherits the lead, Cody Eldred brings it down pit side. Everybody going down pit side except for Quentin Young, it looks like. Nope, I take that back. Isaiah Dupree. No, yeah, everybody goes pit side except for the cars that are laps down. And Graham's going to win the race off pit road. So the rookie showing some skill getting that into and out of pit road with a 28.8. Chris Bouchard, the big mover there, with a 28.2 from entry cone to exit cone. That's going to be the fastest stop of the segment there.
Why is the game still showing Cody as the leader?
Because you don't have live timing loop scoring. You just have lap scoring.
Oh, okay.
I have a program that gives me the live timing loops as they're around the track, all 32 of them. And
is that iRacing apps or racing apps, whatever it's called?
It's ATVO, actually.
Oh, okay.
Which is the program I use to control the cameras as well. So with that round of pit stops, that's going to, it looks like Francois Pelletier is going to be the last car on the lead lap. In 20th, I take that back. Ronnie Osmer, the last car on the lead lap. There we go. Osmer going down pit road here. That's going to wave around David, Parkman, and Frenchie. And Llewellyn and Parkman are going to be having to hope for a quick caution because they are 12 and 13 laps into their fuel runs, respectively. Frenchie only 6 laps into his, so he's still pretty decent as far as that goes. So Gary, this is going to be an interesting restart because we've got two rookies that are going to be starting on the front row with Brendan Graham in the 12 and Chris Bouchard in the 28. You see them both there in frame. Graham driving the PH Aware, the Mighty car for Phenomenal Motorsports, and Bouchard running I believe that's Nationwide on the side of his car. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. And then they're going to have two series champions starting directly behind them in the form of DW12 Season 1 champion Mike Whitaker and IR05 Season 1 champion Cody Eldred. So this could get very interesting.
I have a feeling these two rookies are going to hold their own up here. I've raced with both of them many times, and they can handle their cars pretty good. I think they'll be okay up here.
I think they'll be okay, but it's just I find that very interesting that you've got two guys that it's their first season, and they're going to be starting directly in front of two guys who have already won championships. Right. So it's the new guard, and I hesitate to call Cody part of the old guard because the kid's only like 20-something, and he won the first championship in RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League history. And we would like to take this moment to remind you are watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com, proud sponsor of the Indy Speedway League, is your temp to hire and contract position leader in the Midwest. So if you are in the IT field in the Midwest, so if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, please go to RobertsTechJobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. So, Llewellyn, Parkman, and Pelletier back on the lead lap, getting the wave around as the lights go out on the pace car. Chris Bouchard and Brendan Graham going to bring them back to green. Mike Whitaker, Cody Eldred starting in row 2. Then you have Isaiah Dupree and Tyler Graff, Jason Coburn, Jay Anderson, Jake Gordon, and T.D. Adams rounding out your top 10. So definitely going to be a restart to watch. Let's see how the rookies handle it here. And I've said it before and I say it again. I love Mike Whitaker's paint schemes.
They're very colorful.
They are very colorful, but if you look at them, it's not just, okay, yeah, here's something, let's just throw it on the car. It actually flows. And if you've ever taken a look at the template for this car, to get that much color and that much texture to flow the way that they've done it on Mike's car is remarkable.
He might have had some help from, what was his name, Timothy Leary?
Okay, so note to self, don't drink the Kool-Aid in Whitaker's pit stall. Gotcha. So pace car getting ready to, here we go. And the rookies both get a good jump. Side by side as they haul it off into turn number 1. Bouchard hanging tough on the high side. Whitaker going to get the clear off of 1. Bouchard keeping it wound up, though. Bouchard keeping it wound up. Still side by side with Whitaker.
This ought to be interesting coming off of the turn. I think Bouchard will get the big run up, staying out high back to the line.
Well, let's see what happens as they work their way into turn 3. Cody Eldred way up out of the groove. Trying to avoid arrow push. Another coat of paint on that wall, and Eldred would have been in deep trouble. Good save, though, Cody, and as he goes side by side now with, I believe that's Jason Coburn to his inside. Meanwhile, Brendan Graham just continuing to impress up here in the front. Chris Bouchard right on his transmission tunnel. Bouchard looks like he's backing up to get a run, though, as they work their way through the tunnel turn. Mike Whitaker still within striking distance. Isaiah Dupree trying to reel him in as well. Graham protecting the low line.
He's
And
pushing
here
up.
comes
He's going to allow
Whitaker.
Mike.
And Whitaker's going to lead that lap. Whitaker, Bouchard, now Isaiah Dupree up into third. Little contact coming off of two. Dupree gets it up on two wheels. Keeps it going straight, though. But he is dropping like a stone. And Brendan Graham right in the slipstream of Mike Whitaker right now. Let's see how he handles the aero push coming off of three. Still right there. Still ducks it down low. Able to keep it cut. Whitaker's going to lead another one. We are working lap 33. What just took place there? Your teammate's pointing the wrong way on a one-way street.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Let's take a look and see what happened to Jay Anderson. Just overcooked it going through turn 3 and hit the right side of that car twice. Narrowed it up by about 2.5 feet. Here he is coming through the tunnel turn. With Sam Cooper Bennett in front of him, Francois Pelletier behind him. And looks like he just overcooked it. He's carrying a lot of speed there. And he didn't hit the rumble strips, but might just as well have. All right. So there's the caution that some of these guys needed. Parkman was probably on fumes, 19 laps into his stint. David Llewellyn, 18 laps into his stint. Gary, what do you say we bring down Frenchie and see how his race is going so far?
All right. I'm still... I don't see where Jay crashed. I can't find it.
Well, just go back one lap, and he's coming out of... he's in the pits right now. But yeah, Jay looped it.
I do.
But we're going to bring Francois Pelletier into the booth now. So, Frenchie, we're back under caution here. You had some problems early. You caught a race car to the face, but tell us how you feel your race is going so far.
I wish I could say I was back up front. I didn't like one of the restarts. I felt somebody jumped the start on the outside and changed lanes when they're not supposed to. But, it's all a learning curve. I made it up there again, and I'll do it again. I'll just keep going at it and learn what everybody does. And it's just so sketchy right now. So, looking forward to getting some fresh tires and some fresh fuel, more fuel, and have some more fun.
Well, still plenty of time to make up some time, and you are back on the lead lap, so that's a plus in itself. We were talking, Gary and I were talking just before the green came out that yourself, David, and Chris Parkman were probably hoping for a quick caution, considering that you guys were near the end of your fuel stint anyways.
Yeah, I didn't like causing that first caution or being part of it. I was a little disappointed that the two cars in front of me didn't see what was going on, and they decided to split me. I was like, man, I couldn't be more of a rookie move if I didn't see one, so I really wish they hadn't, but...
well, that was part of the reason why that got called a racing incident. As far as that goes, that was called a racing incident, and you were not found at fault for that one. But then later on you did catch a race car to the face, so that was something to write home about. So, but able to get some fresh skins on that beast and pack it full of fuel, and off we go again. You're back in the top 15, so that's a plus in itself.
Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive this time to try to get away from drivers that I've noticed how they, do things, and go from there. See how I can do.
Well, as far as two of the drivers that, if you're going to be mired in traffic, you're with two of the best right now, with David Llewellyn and Chris Parkman, as far as flat tracks go. David and Chris have both won at Indy, and they both have won here. So, you're definitely with two of the best veterans that you could be around to learn how these cars are supposed to be run here.
Excellent. I appreciate the information. I love that.
All right, sir. We'll let you get back up into your team speak, and best of luck in the rest of the race.
Thank you, sir.
User was moved out of your channel.
So that that caution, just Jay Anderson just stepped on his dick, for lack of a better term.
Tony, could you announce that? I'm trying to check car damages on people, and
fair enough.
But that's what I saw as well. Did anybody else get collected?
No.
Okay.
All right, guys, real quick. Gary's having some problems right now. That caution was brought out by Jay Anderson, looping it coming out of turn 3. EOL will be given, no other action taken when we go 1 to green.
Yeah, Tony, he claimed it too.
Thank you, sir. So that handled there. A lot of cars taking the opportunity to go down pit road. Mike Whitaker staying out, Brendan Graham staying out, Chris Bouchard, and Tyler Graff, Cody Eldred, Quentin Young, T.D. Adams, Creighton Carter, Kevin Pasquich, and Sam Cooper Bennett rounding out your top 10. So the top 10 cars staying out, Jake Gordon in 11th, and everybody behind him actually going down pit road that time. A couple cars actually needing to go down pit road, as we see 3 of them in shot right there, with David Llewellyn in the 11, Francois Pelletier in the 07, and Chris the Punisher Parkman in the 20, really almost on bingo fuel when that caution did fly. Currently
Tony,
working.
I'm trying to set up a button so that I can push the button when I talk in Skype, and then...
Okay. What you're going to want to do is go to... Let me bring up Skype. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. You're going to go to Tools, Options, Advanced, and then Hotkeys.
Okay.
And then toggle mute where it says push to talk.
I must have a different... I have options.
Okay, go all the way down to it. You'll see where it says General Privacy Notifications Call. I am Advanced.
Yeah.
Click Advanced. Then it'll
Shortcuts?
say...
hotkeys.
Yeah, hotkeys. And then the bottom one is toggle mute, push to talk. And you can go ahead and do that, sir. As we are... Looks like we are now 1 to go. 1 to green. As Mike Whitaker's going to bring them back to green here. We don't call him the world's fastest hippie for nothing. Whitaker currently with fast lap of the race.
Can you hear me now, Tony?
I can hear you now.
How about now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, well, I didn't do anything. I set the T up, but...
Well, you've got to hold it down to mute it.
How about now?
Yeah, no, we can still hear you.
Okay. I'll forget that for now.
Yeah, let's worry about that after the broadcast, and we'll try to get it sorted out. So field works its way through the tunnel turn. Yeah, Graham and Whitaker on the front row. So one of the newest drivers in the league, with one of the first drivers to sign on to the ISL. Matter of fact, Whitaker was a league member before I was, and I won the first official quote-unquote race that the ISL ever held. So, Brendan Graham being his first season, and I believe only his second start with us, as they work their way through turn 3, and here we go.
Green flag, green flag.
A lot better start that time. Graham actually hesitated to make sure that he didn't jump the start. Gives Whitaker plenty of room. Quentin Young trying to make it 3 wide.
Ooh.
Sam Cooper Bennett working the outside of Cody Eldred right now. I think Eldred was just checking up to make sure that he didn't die going through the tunnel turn. So good on you, Cody, for situational awareness. Whitaker currently showing the way, though, as we're 3 wide, and there we go. Chris Bouchard into the wall.
We have a whole bunch of cars involved in this one. I still see them flipping back there.
Yeah, there's Chris Hamilton. Let's see what happened with Terry. I believe we've got a in-car camera? Helmet cam. Ooh, this ought to be fun. Okay. So here they are coming into turn 3. This is the replay, folks. Kevin Paskowicz and Terry touch coming off of the corner, and there it goes. Terry looks like he just got run over from behind. You see Chris Hamilton going on a Mr. Toad's adventure. You see Terry in front of him on the high side there. Here's the yellow car. Chris catches it. Eats the wall. I believe it was Ronnie that may have gotten into Terry. So here they are coming through. No, that's still... We're on board with Ronnie Osmer. Watch in front of him there. You see the yellow car. There's the contact between Paskowicz and Adams. And it was not Ronnie. Who was it?
Oh, the 77 pushed up and put Chris Bouchard into the wall. Did you see that on your screen?
Let me find the 77. Okay, so you see Bouchard on the high side, and you hear Tyler hit the rumble strips and punt. There it goes. So Chris was doing everything he could to stay off of Tyler. I'm still trying to figure out who killed Terry. Okay. So that would be, who is that?
The caution was caused by the 77, though, correct? For getting on the rumble strip?
Yeah. Let's watch again. As we're following Tyler Graff, catches the rumble strip, pushes up, and just Chris runs out of room trying to stay off of Tyler. So yeah, I would have to agree with your assessment of that one, that Tyler was more at fault than not at fault on that one.
Because I think if he'd have stayed off of the rumble strip, there probably wouldn't have been a wreck.
Yeah, because you saw as soon as he touched the rumble strips, that car just shot right.
Yeah,
and
shot.
Bouchard did everything possible to try to stay off of him.
That caution was brought out by the 77 car. He got on the rumble strip and pushed up into Chris.
Which is going to be a conundrum considering that Terry Adams already had to tow, Chris Hamilton had to tow, and Johnny Antonucci is still in the act of towing. Which means that Tyler is going to be sitting for a while. Unless you choose to defer to post-race penalties with the competition committee.
Yeah, I mean, in the race, I'm going to put it on Tyler. I'll give, of course, my cats that discretion. We all, as normal, use our democratic process and get it straightened out. But
so, a lot of cars going down pit road that time. Brendan Graham inheriting the lead as he stayed out 14 laps into his stint. Creighton Carter 13, Sam Cooper Bennett 15. Isaiah Dupree already went down pit road in the previous caution. Parkman, Llewellyn, Paskowicz, Gordon, Coburn, Anderson, Pelletier all staying out. And Mike Whitaker winning the race off pit road, currently sitting in 12th. And Tyler Graff just did a pass-through.
Oh, I forgot to
The what?
turn on their chat.
Might not be a bad idea. Oops.
Sorry, guys.
So currently working lap 43 of 100. As Brendan Graham inherits the lead again, 15 laps into his fuel stint. And you're only going to see about 18 laps under green flag action. So with as many cautions as we've had, the question is how much fuel has Graham been able to save? Because he's been out front under the green for a little bit now. So going to be interesting to see how much fuel he's got left in the tank. Creighton Carter, 14 laps into his stint. Sam Cooper Bennett, the other phenomenal motorsports car, running in the top 3. Again, 15 laps into his stint.
Now, they just went down 1 lap, right?
Let me look
The
and see
people
what
that were
I've got
involved there,
here.
Johnny, Terry,
Terry, and Chris are all 1 lap down. Tyler is currently the last car on the lead lap.
Should I give him a pass-through?
That's up to you, sir. I mean, you can defer to the competition committee post-race. Sam's done it a couple of times. It's completely your call how you want to handle it.
Okay.
With it is what it is. Looks like he's in the pits right now, anyways. So, not sure what end. Looks like he's just getting fuel.
Just topped it off, yeah.
Yeah. So as we are getting ready to go back to green, Brendan Graham, Creighton Carter, Isaiah Dupree, Sam Cooper Bennett, Chris Parkman, David Llewellyn, Kevin Paskowitz, Jake Gordon, Jason Coburn, and your teammate in Team Booze Brothers, Jay Anderson, in the top 10. So Team Booze Brothers has 2 drivers in the top 10 so far, with David Llewellyn running 6th and Jay Anderson running 9th. So David having a great rebound after the incident early that put him a lap down, back on the lead lap now. Currently sitting in 6th. You see him there right behind Isaiah Dupree. There's David's car there, the black and blue DHL Express car.
I'm going to defer this to the race control, to Mike because I see I can black flag him for 30 seconds or if I can black flag him for 1 lap.
Right.
But if I do that, he's going to be way behind the pack.
Well, it's your call, sir, and I will back your play however you decide to play it. Pace car getting ready to duck on off now, as Jake Gordon is blinking worse than a strobe light at a nightclub. So that's something you may want to let him know about.
Jake, you're blinking very bad.
As Graham gets another great restart. Creighton Carter going with him this time. And Isaiah Dupree right there as well. So Graham Carter, Dupree, and Sam Cooper Bennett running 4th. Chris Parkman up into 5th. And he's got David Llewellyn right on his transmission tunnel in 6th. So that is how that is shaken out.
No, you seem to straighten out a little bit. I haven't seen you blink in the last straightaway or so.
And with Carter and Dupree fighting it out, I was going to say Graham's starting to stretch it out.
Oh,
as Jason Coburn and it looks like Pelletier get into it. The current reigning Pro Mazda Series champion, Jason, clinched it 2 weeks ago. You see Coburn in the blue and black car and Pelletier on the high side. let's see what happened there.
He called it. He said
Caught,
it was on him.
Yeah, Coburn caught the rumble strips and just killed both of them. Thank God this is a simulator. Looks like both cars able to limp it back to pits, though, or at least are going to attempt to. Whether or not they can actually drive them back to pits, that's going to be a different story. Nope, Coburn ain't making it. Pelletier looks like he's going to be able to limp it, though. The car's crabbing, but the car's crabbing badly. Good grief.
Oh, he's in the wall.
Looks like he just missed the wall. Coburn.
He towed it finally.
Coburn ate the wall, but Pelletier is Pelletier's going to make it.
So he won't go a lap down?
Let's find out. Yeah, he's in the pits right now, so yeah, he made it. Pelletier was able to limp it around. Coburn's towing, though. Oh, no. Frenchie just twiffed the motor going into the pits, so that's burning a fast repair right there. Looks like he did make it into his stall, though. But for those of you just joining the broadcast, Brendan Graham, the number 12, the first car in shot right there, he is actually a crew member for Hinchcliffe's car in the real-life Indy cars. So I dare say that with the finish Brendan's on track for, or in line for at this track, should he continue to have the performance that he's had, he's going to have something to hang over Hinchy's head.
Tony, with 50 laps to go, I'm going to go ahead and give Tyler his 1 lap penalty, because if they do it post-race, he's going to be a lap down. If we do it now, he can get back up and fight his way back up toward the front.
Well, I'm going to have to disagree with that call right now, Gary, considering that we're already past the point where it could have happened. That's like penalizing a football player for holding in the previous quarter or on the previous play.
Well, I was just sitting here thinking about it, because if they look at it and they say, okay, he needed the lap penalty, they put him a lap down and he's going to lose 20 spots.
No, it wouldn't be that. It would just be a points penalty post-race.
Oh, okay.
It would. That's the way it would work out. That's what we did with David at Daytona.
Right.
In a similar situation, it wouldn't be, we're going to put him where he would have finished if he was a lap down. No, it would just be at that point, we're going to deduct X number of points, and that's going to be determined by the CC post race.
All right, I was just thinking, if I did it right now, I know it's a caution late, but
yeah,
he could get a wave around and get back up and still win the race.
Yeah, unfortunately, you kind of can't do it now. At least in my eyes, it would be like I said, it would be like penalizing a football player for holding 2 plays ago. Well, he didn't do it this play, and you missed it when it happened, so you kind of can't. It's just one of those deals. So, anyways, look who is back up at the front of the field. The 2 guys who started this whole thing on us, Chris the Punisher Parkman and Mr. David Llewellyn.
Cream rises to the top.
And shit floats, but anyways, what's your point? I kid. There's a reason why. Let me explain this to you as easily as I can, folks. If you take a look at the top 3 in the standings right now, with Chris Parkman, David Llewellyn, and Mike Whitaker, and for that matter, Quentin Young, the top 4, you have 75% of all races run in the ISL have been won by one of those 4 drivers. 75% of all races run, one of those 4 guys has been in victory lane. And we're in season 3 of the IR05. And Gary, am I seeing things, or does Parkman have damage on his left side pod? I'm not seeing things. He's got damage right in front of the left rear tire. If you use TV1, next time he goes by, look just in front of the left rear tire. That car's got damage, and he's missing the upright that sits in front of said tire.
Oh, that's right.
This could get very interesting.
Chris, you might have somebody around you there, Mike Whitaker or somebody, check, because it looks like you have damage on your left, right in front of your left rear tire.
I didn't see anything when I was behind him.
It's on the side pod.
Okay, what? Jason Colburns is getting
Which side pod?
Left side, sir.
That one. Your right one's good.
Mike Whitaker, if you could move up and just confirm that for us.
I don't see anything.
Okay.
I didn't hit anything. I missed the wreck by a mile.
Race control, quick question. I'm getting an EOL even though I had to take a tow in. Am I correct?
Yeah, you caused the wreck, so that's why you got an EOL.
Even though I took a tow in?
Correct.
Yes, Jason.
Thank you, race control. Appreciate it.
All right, so if Parkman actually is damaged and that's not just a glitch, this is going to be very interesting. As we are currently working lap 50, we're going to be at the halfway point this time across the stripe. Parkman, Llewellyn, Whitaker, Young, Bouchard, Eldred, Carter, Graham, Dupree, and Bennett.
Green flag.
Your top 10 as we are back under green. And Parkman gets a great jump. David Llewellyn slightly asleep at the switch. It's going to let Mike Whitaker pull up alongside him as they go into turn number 1. And once again, Jake Gordon is blinking worse than a fat kid with lemon in his eye. Let's count the number of blinks. Jake Gordon is already up to 32 blinks for this race, Gary.
Yeah, they're all telling him he's moving back on the staying up. Oh.
There's the caution.
I was looking at him blinking.
Let's go to a chase cam and see if David came down or Chris came up. As they work their way through the tunnel turn. Yep, Bouchard just barely caught those rumble strips and came up into David. Just had it in a 4-wheel drift, and David just got annihilated. So let's watch it from chase cam on David right now.
Yeah, it's definitely on Chris.
And you see David lane and a half up. Quentin Young catches a race car to the face. Somebody goes down pit road to avoid the incident. So whoever that was, you may need to clear a black flag. That might have been
Now, who was that? That was Christopher Richard, right?
Yes, the 28.
Yeah, that caution was brought out by the 28. He got under the rumble strip and pushed up into David. Now, it looked like they warped right through him.
Looks like who warped through him?
Quentin?
Somebody caught a race car to the face.
I'm going to give Jake an EOL. Not a under green, but
Okay, it was not him. So who was it? Was it Ronnie? It may have been Ronnie that caught the race car to the face. Who was it? Isaiah Dupree. Brendan Graham is the one that caught the race car to the face.
Brendan Graham. Yeah, it looked like a white car, but it looked like he went right through him.
So we're going to go to... here's what Brendan saw. This is the helmet cam on Brendan. Or Brandon. As you see David get the wall there and blap. Just... Good grief. Race car to the face.
Yeah, Jake, we're going to have to ask you to drop to the back till that clears up and then start racing again. Okay, Chris Bouchard.
In the 28, I think. Yes.
What number is
28?
No,
Bouchard.
Jake, there he is, 41.
Yeah, Jake's 41. Chris Bouchard is 28. As Parkman's currently working lap 18 of his fuel stint, you gotta wonder how much fuel he's got left in the tank. As we take a look at the Monster Energy 20 of Parkman. And he's got Pinnacle Motorsports, Mike Whitaker directly behind him. And then Quentin Young in third, Creighton Carter, Brendan Graham, Isaiah Dupree, Kevin Paskowich, Cody Eldred, Ronnie Osmer, Sam Cooper Bennett. Rounding out your top 10 with Jay Anderson, Crenshaw, Pelletier, Johnny Antonucci, Tyler Graff, TD Adams, and Chris Bouchard, and Jake Gordon being the last car on the lead lap in 18th. Jason Coburn currently 1 lap down. Chris Hamilton currently 1 lap down. As the lights go out on the pace car. You know, Gary, something I'm actually proud of these guys for doing that, or for not doing, I should say, that we've seen the real-life Indy cars when they come to Pocono do that just terrifies the ever-loving bejesus out of me. And that's go 4, 5, and 6 wide down the front straightaway here. The Long Pond Straight is more than wide enough to handle that many cars. It's just terrifying when they actually try it.
Right, and I noticed in the DW12s last year, we could go around here 3 wide pretty good. I mean, not for an whole lap, but you could make a lot of 3 wide moves. Remember in that race, I think we had 41 lead changes.
Right, but the biggest difference is between the DW12 and the IR05, and it's going to be even more pronounced when and if iRacing scans the next evolution of the IndyCar, is the underbody downforce that the DW12 creates, this car does not create, is the reason why you can get it to stick 3 wide around here. Whereas this car, you can't. You just flat out can't. The aero push is so pronounced in this car, it's almost frightening.
Yeah, it looks like it's very scary out there when you have somebody outside you and somebody in front of you.
Right. And here we go.
Green flag, green flag.
As Parkman gets another great jump. Whitaker and Young going side by side into turn number 1. Young with the nose out front and the preferred line. Whitaker going to try to keep it wound up on the high side. Got Graham to his inside. Parkman, Young, Whitaker, Graham, Carter, Pasquich, Osmer, Dupree, Eldred, and Cooper Bennett, your top 10 right now. And business is about to pick up for the lead.
Yeah, that he had to check up pretty quick there. He had a heck of a run on him.
As he's got another run, and to the inside, Young just bombs it into 1. Parkman going to try to fight back on the high side. Side by side into the tunnel turn. Parkman with the long way around. Young's going to get the clear off the corner. Parkman into the slipstream now. Here comes Carter to the inside of Whitaker. Whitaker giving him plenty of room. That's going to open the door for Graham. Graham gets a little bit of aero push. Has to check up a little bit as they do the Talladega Snake down the Long Pond straightaway. And these guys are getting real racy up here in the front.
I think Quentin has the lead figured out here. You want to stay a couple of feet off of that line, and it really checks that car up behind you. It pushes them up the track a little bit.
It does, because on corner exit, when you're trying to let the car run, you've got to burp out of the throttle, and Brendan Graham into the wall. Just
I'm going to go back and look at... Oh, did he?
Just overcooked it going through 3. Had his teammate right behind him with Kevin Pasquich, and just completely overcooked it going into 3 and ate the wall coming out of it. Meanwhile, back up front and back live.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And there's the yellow. Oh, who's the yellow? Cody Eldred. What happened to Cody? Cody on the inside of Kevin Pasquich. Contact made. Let's go to a chase cam and see what happened. Cody to the inside. Just doesn't get it turned down. Didn't really give Pasquich a line. I don't even know what just happened. It was almost like Cody didn't turn. Let's see what that looked like from KP's view. Here they are coming out of the tunnel turn, down the short chute, leading to turn 3. Cody to the inside, and you can see him trying to turn the car. The car just did not turn.
I'm gonna have Mike look at that. I mean, of course, KP has to turn. Cody didn't go to the bottom of the track.
Well, you can watch him. His wheels are cranked. His hands are cranked. And the car just didn't go to the left. It was almost like there was arrow push, but there was nobody in front of him. Let's see what the chopper showed. He was starting to turn, but it looks like KP may have thought he was going to go to the first lane, and Cody was in that second lane.
Yeah, I'm going to have Mike look at that. Call that. They were both going for the same lane, and Cody should have went down, but we can't make him run a bottom line.
Oh, yeah, no. It's just one of them deals.
We're going to rule that a racing incident. 2 cars came together in the second lane. Why Cody didn't go down, we can't make him go down. We can't make Kevin move up. So I'm going to let Mike look at that and come up with a determination on that one.
So even after the contact, KP choosing to stay out. Sam Cooper Bennett stays out with him. And so does Frenchie. So up into third currently, the rookie Francois Pelletier. Kevin Pass. Well, you see a little bit of damage on the left side of KP's car. You can really see it when the sun hits it just right. And you got Sam Cooper Bennett in second, Frenchie in third, and Chris Bouchard rebounding into fourth. And your teammate in the top 5 with David Llewellyn, coming from a lap down. And Jake Gordon is now up to 52 blinks and counting.
And what position is he in already?
Jake Gordon, 7th. He was one of the cars that did not pit.
Tivford, thank you.
So, just under 40 to go right now. As we are under caution for the, yeah, we are. Under caution for the 9th time.
Did you hear what Quentin said?
I did not. What did he say?
I don't know.
That's what she said.
More like bondage.
Well.
50 Shades my...
Okay, so being a PG-13, we're going to turn that back off.
KP's in the lead?
KP is in the lead.
He didn't get damage from that thing with...
Look at his side pod. There is definitely a crinkle in the side pod of the number 7.
I mean, I really, here in the broadcast even, I'm not sure how we would call that one because he should have turned. KP should have turned. He did turn, and the car that below him didn't turn.
Like I said, it's an unenviable task to do, and you being race control, that's completely your call. It just looked like, I mean, you could see in the replay, Cody's hands were turned to the left, Cody's wheels turned to the left, and the car didn't turn to the left. So you can't rightly put it on Cody, but you can put it on Cody, if that makes any sense.
And you can't rightly put it on KP, but we could put it on KB because he did come down and hit Cody, but Cody shouldn't have been there.
And for the first time ever in ISL IR05 history, the leader has chosen to restart on the outside line. Good grief. This is a first. This is definitely I think KP is the first one to do this in any car outside of the Pro Mazdas, where we saw it happen almost religiously at Thompson Speedway.
I don't know if I would do that here at Pocono. If David happens to get a lucky jump, because, that pace car that green goes quick.
And David's in 6th, 5th.
Oh, who's that in set? Oh, that's right.
That's Sam directly inside of him.
Oh, Lord. I thought that was David.
No, that's David behind Frenchie, it's Sam, Frenchie, David on the inside line.
My trading paints must not be updating correctly, because Sam's color is the same color as David's car.
Well, luckily I got it. As they work their way, for once I've got it. Thanks, Trading Paints, for actually working tonight, knock wood. So this is a first. You're witnessing it live as Jake Gordon is still blinking. And here we go.
Green flag.
And Sam Cooper Bennett gets a good jump. Kevin Paskowitz gets just a great jump. And he's got his teammate to run blocker for him.
Oh, he's giving his teammate. Oh, I thought he was going to give him the lead there.
No.
Somebody got on the apron.
He might not have a choice here, because I think the damage is going to be too much for KP to overcome, as Sam's got to run as they go side by side into the tunnel turn. KP gives him plenty of room. Here comes Frenchie, and here comes Chris Bouchard. That's Frenchie in the National Guard car. And Sam Cooper Bennett leads that one.
Good for Sam. Ooh, he got on the apron. Stay off of that. Ooh.
And Frenchie's got to run, and the rookie might possibly lead a lap here, as Frenchie's got a hell of a run on the high side going into the tunnel turn. Now, this is the drive we've been waiting to see out of Francois Pelletier all season. For those of you who've been watching the Monday night broadcast of the RTFT League, Frenchie's had Kevin Paskowitz kind of luck, where much like Danica Patrick, if it wasn't for bad luck, Frenchie wouldn't have any luck at all. And Frenchie led that lap. So the rookie leading the lap. Rookies have been leading quite a bit this tonight.
That's good to see. It's just like what's going on with NASCAR now. The young kids are coming up, and
well, Frenchie's no young kid. Frenchie's my age, and
okay.
but he is a rookie because this is his first start with the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. As we watch Tyler Graff work the outside of Sam Cooper Bennett for second right now. Sam with the preferred line through one, able to keep it wound up, trying to reel Frenchie back in. And I'd like to point out that, it's Frenchie's first race with the ISL. He doesn't have a lot of seat time in the Dallara 2011 or IR05 if you're a purist like myself. And Sam has not been at Pocono until the 30-minute hot lap session when the race session opened. That's when Sam bought the track.
Yeah, he didn't even have the track, so he couldn't have ever raced here.
Right. So
great.
And running top 5 right now with, defending IR05 Series champion Tyler Graff right in front of him. There's David Llewellyn racing side by side with him. Sam's just trying to find a hole and get his rhythm right now. But meanwhile, back up front, Francois Pelletier is definitely showing the class of the field as Chris Bouchard eats the wall again.
Yeah.
I believe that's his second.
Tyler Graff hit the apron again and went up and put him into the wall.
Did he? Well,
yep.
Let's go to roll that beautiful bean footage. There we see Graff in the 77 as they go into the tunnel turn. And there it is. Just catches it and just hip checks him. Tyler did that earlier tonight, didn't he?
It's his third time, but the second time it's brought a caution out.
Then, that didn't bring a caution out. We're still live. We're still green.
Yeah, I know that.
We're still green, and Francois Pelletier is still leading this thing.
Mike Whitaker.
As Tyler Graff eats the wall. How is that not a caution? And Frenchie, did you throw that or did the sim throw that? No,
I didn't throw it.
The sim threw that because Tyler Graff is upside down. I think Terry Adams may have just died. Ate the wall coming through the tunnel turn, and yeah.
All by himself?
Let's take a look at what happened with Terry there, because that was a sketchy moment with Cody. How Terry missed the wall there and didn't annihilate Cody, I'll never know. So that just goes to show you the skill level of our setup specialist from last year, Terry Adams. And if you folks like the bump music that we use to start the broadcast, those instrumentals are also compliments of Dr. Adams. So, and a heck of a painter as well. So,
Tyler's not going to like having to park it.
Well, 2 cautions is 2 cautions. And I just want to point out that Francois Pelletier has 24 laps on this current stint. Sam Cooper Bennett and Kevin Paskowicz, 23 laps on their stint. Quentin Young, 10 laps in. David Llewellyn, 18 laps in. So, we're seeing some fuel mileage that just is insane right now. Unfortunately, nobody can make it from here. So we have not yet seen the money stop as Chris Parkman stays out. As Frenchie brings it down pit side, Quentin Young, David Llewellyn. Basically, the whole field's going down pit road. No, Whitaker's staying out.
I think that you got a little damage, Tyler, when you got on the apron earlier and put Chris into the wall.
As Quentin Young is going to win the battle off pit road. Did Frenchie miss his stall?
That's 2, Tyler. Sorry, but we're going to have to ask you to park it.
No, looks like he didn't. But,
Can you watch him come down pit road?
I can.
See if he did.
Who?
Because I don't have that option.
Did Frenchie miss his stall? Is that what you're...
No, he's saying that he passed the pace car and they gave him a black flag. That's a stop and go under green, isn't it?
Who?
Frenchie.
Take a look.
He wanted me to look at it to see if he actually passed the pace car, but iRacing gave him a flag for passing the pace car when he went down pit road.
Well, let's take a look here. We see Frenchie with Quentin Young directly in front of him. Pace car is not in shot. Pace car is well down pit road. Yeah, he did not pass the pace car, so you might want to clear that. It's just an iRacing glitch, because Frenchie definitely did not pass the pace car. That would be why they held him in his pit stall so long.
Yeah, we watched that replay, Frenchie. You did not pass the pace car. He was well down the track in front of you.
So did you clear his black flag?
Yeah, I did.
Thank you, sir. So that's going to hand the lead back over to Chris the Punisher Parkman. Looks like we're going to get the green with approximately 25 laps to go. So the question is this, Gary. We just saw somebody go 24 laps with cautions. We know that just running by yourself, you can get about 18 out of a tank. When do you pit? Do you pit early? You know, like as soon as the window opens, do you pit then, or do you run what's in the tank as far as it'll take you, splash and dash, and hope for the best?
Myself here, I think I'd pit on lap 82. Greener, and just come in and top it off. Number one, it makes your stop shorter because you're taking less fuel, but you're ensuring that you're going to have enough fuel to get to the end.
Now, do you take fuel and tires?
No, I will take no tires. Not with 18 to go.
So the thing is, with the tire wear the way that it is, because you do burn the right front off of this car. Parkman's got 12 laps on his tires right now. Does he try to double stint, or?
I would have to take rights.
Well, with this car, I mean,
all four
go on at the same time. Yeah. So, do you take tires, or do you try to double stint it with 12 on them?
I'm afraid I'd have to take tires if I already had 12 laps and I'm going to try to put another 18. The last thing you want to happen is 2 or 3 to go and you're leading the race and just go around because your tires are shot.
Whereas like Whitaker's only got 5 on his and everybody else is 2 or less. I think the rest of the field could probably try to double stint them at that point. But Parkman is definitely going to need tires. As we watch Jake Gordon continue to blink.
I was watching him really close last time and it straightened up. But
he's up to 77 blinks right now, bud.
What position is he in? There he is.
Car 41. As the lights are out on the pace cars, they work their way through the tunnel turn. Would like to remind everybody you are watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com, proud sponsor of the Indy Speedway League, is your Midwest leader in contract and temp to hire positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. Working their way through turn 3, which...
You keep blinking, Jake. Please pull up and let these guys by you.
Green flag, green flag.
And here we go. We are back live. Whitaker slightly asleep at the switch there. Gets it going with a push from Ronnie Osmer. That's going to keep him out in front of Quentin Young for now. Young with the preferred line. Whitaker trying to fight back on the high side. Going to be able to keep it wound up in that second lane. As Jake Gordon disappears through turn 1. And Osmer pushing the daylights out of Whitaker again. Whitaker getting the run. As we see Young catch the rumble strips, have to check up a little bit. Osmer to the high side. That's your battle for third. David Llewellyn getting ready to peek his nose in there as well. Parkman, Whitaker, Young, Osmer, Llewellyn, Carter, Dupree, Paskowich, Eldred, and Anderson, your top 10. As Jake Gordon continues to blink away there back in the back of the pack.
What do I have him? Give him a black flag for 30 seconds?
As Isaiah Dupree eats the wall. I would just tell him to verbally tell him to park until he can get it fixed, because he's up to 90 blinks now.
Caution didn't come out? Oh, it did come out. Okay. I had it covered up on my screen.
Yeah, no. We just watched Isaiah Dupree just eat the wall. Just arrow push, gets right behind Creighton Carter, and just Francois Pelletier catches a race car to the face as Isaiah puts it over the wall. Here they are coming down the Long Pond straightaway. And you see Isaiah Dupree right in front of him, David Llewellyn right there as well. Isaiah's going to dive it down here. And he's got two cars in front of him, no air on the front wing, and that's what happens. Kevin Paskowich just barely missing it. Francois Pelletier catching the side pod to the face. You see the dent. That's from Pelletier's helmet. Good Lord. And I'm thinking we're probably going to see pit stops get ready to happen late in
They
this
might
caution.
make it from here with another caution or two.
They could. But the question is, who gambles? Parkman's almost has to. For the simple fact that, it's just, he's 16 laps into his stint. And, another caution's not guaranteed. We're 20.
I did.
It'll be 23 laps to go this time across the
What
stripe.
the hell happened?
What?
Shit.
What?
Clear flags. Shit. I don't know how in the hell that happened.
Who's got a black flag?
It says I removed Isaiah from the server. I didn't do that.
Too late. If you removed him from the server, there's no real way to clear that flag. Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh God. I don't know how in the hell that happened. I swear I didn't remove him from the server.
Yeah?
I have no idea how that happened.
Well, let me take a look at something here.
All I did was right-click on his name to watch the replay, and I was watching the replay, and then all of a sudden
there's where you made your mistake.
Welcome back to the lead lap there, Jason.
You don't right-click, you left-click.
Oh, my God.
Oops.
Oh, yeah, I deserve it. I mean, it's totally on me. I don't know how in the hell. I have no idea how it happened.
Yeah, with what you're doing, all you've got to do is just left-click their name, and it'll bring up their car. So that's an oops. But yeah, we're looks like 2 to go, I believe, and no takers down pit road.
Yeah, I got to go talk to him. I'll be right back, Tony.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to
User left your channel.
hold on. Don't say a word.
Okay.
crap. How do I do this? Here, no.
Okay. That's all right. I'll come back.
Hold on, sound.
That's all right, Tony. I'm going to come back to the booth. I'll talk to him after.
Yeah, because I really...
User joined your channel.
Well, that has to be the biggest screw up ever from a race.
No,
from
no,
a race control.
no.
I don't know how I don't know how I did it.
I would like to point out that there was a race last season where we ran 70 something laps under green, and the race controller decided, I'm going to throw a caution. Why? Because I can. Why? Because I can. Don't. Next thing you know, the caution's out. Like, dude, really? Why? It's all right. He'll get over it. Just use this as a drop week.
It was doing so well till he hit the wall, but still, I just felt terrible that happened to him. I took a chance away from him to win a race, and I don't know how I did it. I'd be glad to be back home on my computer.
Yeah. There's some different things that happen on my laptop than what happened on my desktop, so I know where you're coming from. So meanwhile, up into the front of the field, as it looks like the field's getting ready to form up, lights go out on the pace car. It's going to be Chris Parkman, Mike Whitaker up in the front row, Quentin Young, Ronnie Osmer make up row number 2, David Llewellyn, Creighton Carter, Kevin Pasquich, your other teammate Jay Anderson. So you've got 2 Team Booze Brothers in the top 10, as well as 2 members of Team PH Aware with Kevin Pasquich and Sam Cooper Bennett, and Season 1 champion Cody Eldred rounding out your top 10.
It's going to be 20 to go once they take the green here, so I don't know.
I dare say next caution is going to be the money stop, but the question is, how much more does Parkman have left in the tank, as he's 19 laps into his stint? I mean, he's been saving fuel under caution, but how much did he save? How far can he take this tank? We just watched Frenchie go 24 laps, so it's not unheard of, but it's going to be a big ask considering that Parkman's been running as hard as he has been.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. One more caution, they can all make it, I think. Well, I know they can.
Oh, yeah. Next caution is going to be the money stop. Should there be one.
The guy might almost want to lay back and try to save fuel for a lap. Somebody that's already back in the back?
I don't know. Frenchie's the only one that pit under that caution. The thing is, he could make it from here, currently running in 12th.
Oh, the leaders didn't pit into that caution?
No, nobody. The only ones that pit were Cody Eldred, Francois Pelletier, and Jake Gordon.
One of those 3 will probably win the race.
If this stays green, yeah, my money's going to be on those 3 to be up towards the front. And like I said, the big question is, your leader, Chris Parkman, how much does he have left in the tank? There's Whitaker right there with him, and Whitaker knows how to play the fuel mileage game. As Creighton Carter goes to the inside of Quentin Young through the tunnel turn, backs it off a little bit as they head down the short chute. Llewellyn to the inside of Osmer. That's your battle for 5th. And here comes Creighton Carter to the inside of Whitaker. Has a run on him going into 1. Whitaker giving him plenty of room. Quentin Young giving plenty of room coming off the corner. Has to check up a little bit. Creighton Carter to the inside right now. That's your battle for 3rd right now. Carter to the inside and gets the spot away from Young. Here comes Ronnie Osmer as well. Young had to check up a little bit. Osmer checked up to stay off of Young.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And Osmer tags the wall. Who else? Oh, no. And then let's watch and see what happened to Frenchie here as he goes the inside of Terry Adams going into the tunnel turn. There's Cody Eldred to his inside. Side by side into the tunnel turn. And Frenchie. Sam Cooper Bennett. What the hell happened, Sam? So the caution was simultaneous. Sam Cooper Bennett was rolling. Barrel rolling, that is. Let's watch and see what happened here. Terry Adams to his inside. Just drove over the right front wheel of Terry and just belly panned into the wall. And Francois Pelletier just overcooked it going into 3 and ate the safer barrier. But it looks like everybody's going to get it down pit road. Terry Adams in the pit stall. Why is Terry in the pits? Oh, Terry's stuck in the wall.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, it looked like a lot of cars. Looked like there was other trouble.
Well, Sam Cooper Bennett drove over the right front wheel of Terry, ripping it off the car. And belly panned into the catch fence. At the same time, Frenchie overcooked it going into 3 and then tagged the wall and collected Jake Gordon. So that was 2 simultaneous cautions. Like within, 15 of the 30 frames per second of each other. And for those of you who wonder why I'm saying 30 frames per second, because that's what a TV broadcast is. 30 frames per second.
Now, who was the other caution, Tony? I'm sorry, I'm watching this.
Frenchie. Frenchie and Jake, and then it was Sam and Terry. Those were the 2 simultaneous sets of cautions.
Well, I'm going to call that a racing incident between Sam and Terry. Terry did push up, but Sam came down, and they just met right there at that line for the... I'll let Michael decide that one. I think Sam came down a lot more than Terry came up, personally.
Your race control, sir. All I can do is just give my opinion as a member of the competition committee. But meanwhile...
I'm going to call that a racing incident thing there. Sam, you did come down. Terry pushed up a little bit on the exit of the turn, and you guys just came together right there at the first seam. And I'll make a note for race control and on the review. But that's what my call is, a racing incident.
Fair enough. So, meanwhile, up in front, Cody Eldred stays out. The fuel mileage king, 7 laps into his stint with 15 laps to go. That would put him roughly 22 laps in. The question is, did he save enough under these 2 cautions? And Chris Parkman came in for fuel in 4. Creighton Carter, fuel in 4. Mike Whitaker, Quentin Young, Kevin Paskowicz, actually the entire field, fuel in 4.
Now,
yes, sir.
I'm looking at this other incident. Did anybody get... I see that they're both still out there in good shape. So
No, they're good. They just came down pit road. it is what it is. They brought it down pit road, and so be it.
I don't think I care to do this very much anymore, Tony.
So you have a new respect for those who decide to race control on a regular basis.
Oh yeah, I do a lot. I just sometimes I don't agree with their calls, but if we all agreed with every call, that we wouldn't be human.
True story. Although I would like to send a personal notice out to Roger Goodell and the rest of the National Football League. If you could, tell the refs to, stop being dickheads to the Buffalo Bills, that would be great.
They get some horrific calls against them. I've noticed that myself.
It's worse than watching the first quarter of The Longest Yard. And for those of you who've never seen The Longest Yard, go watch the first quarter.
I think sports, politics, everything, Tony, has just gotten, there's so much money involved.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of it's legit anymore. It's crazy.
There's only one thing that's legitimate, Gary, and that is, of course, the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. We try to make this the fairest calls that we can because that's what Bill Roberts would want. Bill Roberts, of course, owner of RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in top-to-hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you want a fair shake and you're an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and let Bill know that the ISL sent you. How about that for product placement?
Perfect timing. I want to go back to the Super Bowl. Betty Lou was here with us, and we were watching it. And when they were up, I think, was it 28-3 or something? They were smoking them. But then when they started marching, they weren't completing a pass or making a run. They'd have like 3rd and 18, and then all of a sudden there'd be a penalty. And the referees marched them down the field two drives in a row for touchdowns. I told Betty Lou, I went in the other room, I said, New England's going to win this Super Bowl by a touchdown. They can't, a field goal won't cover the spread. They got to make sure they get a touchdown. Well, she goes, oh, Gary, you're silly.
Well, here's the thing. If you take a look at the first Bills game of the season, that team got called for holding everything except, coke, heroin, and my cock.
And, really, I didn't care about either team. I thought it would be a good Super Bowl game between, and I wasn't for Atlanta or against anybody. I just wanted to watch a good game, and I sure thought it looked awful shady in that second half where it seemed like every time Atlanta made a first down, they'd call holding or something and bring the ball back. And it just didn't look good to me.
Well, that may not have looked good to you, but take a look at Cody Eldred in the shake and bake number 14. Just dominating right now. Over a quarter of a second to the good. Creighton Carter fighting with Chris Parkman. Ronnie Osmer fighting with Quentin Young. And that's let Cody just sail right now. As we are quickly approaching 10 to go. Not there yet, but we are approaching it as Parkman makes a move to the inside of Carter. Side by side coming off the corner. Carter going to keep it wound up on the high side, take the position back. And gets the toe from Eldred down the front straightaway. Eldred on the high side keeping it wound up. Osmer going with him. Here comes Jake Gordon on the high side as well. So there's Osmer to the inside. Eldred fighting back, giving the crossover coming off the tunnel turn. Eldred to the inside now as they go into turn number 3. Here comes Parkman trying to make it 3 wide.
Good racing going on up here.
That's one way to put it. It's good racing when I'm white-knuckling my steering wheel and I'm not even in the race.
That was a hell of a save there by Cody.
Yellow, yellow.
It was a hell of a save by Cody, but who just had their night ended early? Your teammate. What happened there? I have no idea what happened to Jay Anderson. You see him there in the red car. Chris Hamilton just nerfed him going into 3. Good grief. You see Hamilton there. Sam Cooper Bennett. Hamilton with a run. Cooper Bennett to the inside. And I stand corrected, that was not Chris Hamilton. That was Chris Bouchard. Wrong Chris. I do apologize, Chris Hamilton, for accusing you of that. Bouchard trying to throw a block on Sam Cooper Bennett. Let's back that up a little bit. What did happen there? Bouchard off the pace. Looks like he tried to throw the block. You might want to have a talk with the 23 or 28 because he just tried to throw a block on Sam and then just hip checked Jay.
All right.
And the caution didn't come out until the leaders got back to Jay because Jay was trying to limp it around to the pits. And then Hamilton eats the wall. He's driving like a drunk at rush hour. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know. I give a damn bust about an hour ago, to be honest with you folks.
I don't
watch it before there's contact with Jay. Watch what he does to try to throw the block on Sam, then notices Jay's to the high side, and next thing you know, Jay's into the wall at warp speed.
Yeah, Sam had a huge run down there.
And he tried to block Sam and realized, yeah, that's not going to end anything but poorly, and then just hip checked Jay. So, it's something the competition committee may want to take a look at during the review is, you know, Chris Bouchard driving a little overly aggressive, 2 laps down, takes out 2 cars on the lead lap. Speaking of which, Jay had to tow, so
you know, yes, we're still reviewing that. Tony?
Yes, sir.
I'm almost going to have to call this on Jay.
On Jay?
Well, I'm looking at it again. I'm watching where his tires are.
Let me get back to
Let me watch it again. Sam gets a hell of a run. He sees Sam, so he.
Okay, so Chris Hamilton. No, Brendan Graham tagged the wall, which is what caused Bouchard to check up. I'm going to go to a chase cam and see what took place there. So he's on the low line. Looks like he tried to throw the block. He just never turned.
Right. Tony, here. I'm gonna call this a racing incident. It looked like he thought about putting a block on Sam, but even before Sam reached him, he moved back up to give him that spot. And I think Sam making it go 3 wide. Jay didn't know they were 3 wide, and he didn't move down low enough, and there was 3 cars there, and 2 of them met.
Well, I'm watching a chase cam on Jay right now, and Jay's above the white lines coming down the front straightaway. He's just off the dirt next to the wall. He's above that seam. You can see the seam on the track, folks.
Yeah, Jay came down and hit him.
Yeah. I apologize. I Chris Bouchard, I owe you an apology. I was wrong. So yeah, that unfortunately that was on Jay. I watched it in 1/3 view there, that last replay that we watched on the stream, and you could watch Jay come down. Now, Chris came up a little bit, but
yeah, I'm sorry, Jay, but I'm gonna have to put that one on you. It was an instant 3 wide thing. I'm sure you didn't know it was 3 wide. He had to stay in that middle lane to make the turn, and you came down into him.
So Gary, while I got you here,
delay the green. How do I do that?
I got it.
Hang on, we're not going green.
There you go.
Shit.
Really? Oh, there was a wreck up here at the back apartment. He had to...
All right. So what the heck was that about? Apparently there was a wreck at the back. What the hell did Jay do? Did Jay just rage quit? Gary?
Yeah, it looks like it, Tony. I mean,
that's yet another thing that the competition committee is going to have to look at there. So back live and back up at the front of the field, you got Ronnie Osmer, Creighton Carter, Quentin Young, Chris Parkman, Cody Eldred, Kevin Pasquitz, Jake Gordon, David Llewellyn, Mike Whitaker, and Season 2 Pro Mazda Icebreaker Series champion Jason Coburn rounding out your top 10. That was interesting.
Yeah, I hate to do that to my teammate, but you have to be fair and
you got to make
consistent up here.
You got to make the calls the way that they're intended to be made, and that was something that we were trying to get across on Sunday night. That apparently there was an issue with a couple of drivers with race control, and they didn't think that a couple of calls were made properly, and on review, they were made properly. The competition committee backed the race control 100% on that. So green flag getting ready to come back out. We are going to have a 5-lap shootout.
Green flag, green flag.
And Ronnie Osmer is going to lead him back to the green. Creighton Carter getting a great jump. Quentin Young getting a great jump as well. Cody Eldred with the oldest tires out there, hanging tough on the high side. Quentin Young getting into Creighton Carter, getting a little sideways there. Getting dicey as we are 5 to go currently. And we are side by side, as about as many deep as we can see on screen here. Ronnie Osmer on the low side, Creighton Carter on the high side, able to keep it wound up a little bit. Going to pinch Osmer down. Carter going to get the run on the high side. Carter with a nose out front. Here comes Eldred on the high side as well. 3 wide for second place. Quentin Young wisely backing out of it. Creighton Carter with the lead. Ronnie Osmer sitting in third. Going to lose it. Had to check up big time to stay off of Cody Eldred. 3 wide for fourth right now. Kevin Paskowicz, the other slice of bread in that sandwich. Ronnie Osmer was the meat and let off of it. As we watch Eldred and Gordon go side by side for second. Here comes Paskowicz making his presence felt for third. Paskowicz with a hell of a run down the front straightaway.
Oh.
And there goes Gordon, and that's the race.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
What happened to Jake Gordon? So here we are watching him come through the 1-2 complex. Jake and Ronnie get into it, and Quentin finishes it. Let's go to a chase cam on that and see who went where.
Ronnie.
Well, no, let's wait.
Ronnie got on the...
He came up just a little bit. And Jake Gordon going on a Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. That is the race, ladies and gentlemen. We are not going back green. Creighton Carter going to get the victory. Cody Eldred, as long as he doesn't run out of gas, is going to come home in second place. And Kevin Paskowicz is going to get a podium finish. So, let's see. Where are my drivers now? There's Creighton. We're going to bring him down first.
So, do I give Ronnie an EOL now?
If you think he was at fault in that, feel free to.
I'm going to call that a racing deal. I really am. I mean,
fair enough.
He came up.
And Jake didn't go up at all. So
no.
Jake tried to pinch him down and paid the price. So we are going to...
User was moved to your channel.
We're going to bring Creighton Carter into the broadcast booth. Creighton, Tony up here in the booth. You got me, sir.
Yeah, I hear you.
You just won Pocono, sir.
Got 1 lap.
Are you going to run out of fuel?
Nope.
Then you just won Pocono, sir.
I pretty much won Pocono. Oh man, this is awesome.
How does it feel?
That racing at the end.
Say again?
That racing at the end, though.
You're not racing at the end, but it all looks the same on paper.
That racing at the end.
Oh yeah.
The caution.
Yeah, no, that was great. I mean, we were watching on the stream, and I was telling Gary, it's good action when I'm not even in the race and I'm still white knuckling my steering wheel.
You think you're white knuckling?
I can only imagine what you guys are going through in the car. It was like I was telling KP and Sam last night that the they were saying that we're going to sell beer and hammers in the concession stand in the infield. I said, no, I just want the underwear concession.
Yeah.
There were a lot of first you say it then you do it moments tonight, but talk us through that last little stint there. You got the run that you needed on the high side. You were one of the few that we actually saw get that high side to really work well. Was that your game plan all along?
Well, Ronnie messed up, and I knew he was trying to hold the inside, and he just scrubbed off too much speed. And I knew if I could get around him on the outside in 3, I could make it work. And then Cody started fighting with Ronnie, and there you have it.
And yeah, Cody started fighting with Ronnie, and you definitely got the break that you needed there. Do you think you were going to be able to hold Cody and Kevin off if this had stayed green?
Well, the obvious answer is yes. But,
okay, now give me the truthful answer. In your heart, do you think?
Not.
Okay.
Cody had it figured out, but I guess we'll never find out, and I'm okay with that.
And the brakes fell your way, and you just punched your ticket into the chase, sir.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about that.
So, congratulations on the win, giving NLR another podium on the season. So good on you there, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
And you didn't have to use the apron to do it this time.
No, I did use the grass once. That was earlier.
Yeah, well, that was wreck avoidance. We saw that. But there's the checker. Congratulations, Creighton. We'll let you get back up into your team chat with the rest of your team. And good on you, sir.
All right, thanks.
So Creighton Carter bringing home the win for NLR. Where is NLR?
User left your channel.
There they are.
Error.
And coming home in second place, I believe, was Cody Eldred. As we grab Cody Eldred. Cody, you had a run. We just talked to Creighton, and he doesn't think he could have held you off had this stayed green.
Yeah. I had a pretty good run there. Crazy racing between everybody up front. I just thought I was gonna get taken out a few times there, but I was hard charging, man.
You were hard charging, and it was fun to watch on this end. Gary and I were talking. It's a good race when we're white knuckling and we're not even in the race.
Yeah, I'm glad it was entertaining on your end. I'm sweating bullets. Pit strategy paid off for me. That was a good call on my end. I'd timed it perfectly.
Yeah, we said that the 3 of you that pitted there, that we thought that one of you 3 would win that race.
Don't forget your push to talk button, Gary.
Oh, you can't hear me?
In TeamSpeak, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't hear what you're saying, Gary.
Gary and I were talking that one of you 3 who pitted early were probably going to be in contention to win this thing at the end, and you were the lone survivor of the 3 of you who pitted on the same lap.
Yeah, I was able to stay out of trouble for the most part. Helped it. It sucks that there's a lot of cautions, but people got to learn how to drive cars, man.
Yeah, there were a lot of cautions. I tell your teammate, I think aren't you Isaiah's teammate?
No, he's teammates with Frenchie.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was running with Frenchie today. Unfortunately, the other 2 Musket Beers couldn't make it tonight, and they got to work.
You had a very good run. You did very well out there, Cody.
Thank you, sir.
So, podium finish. Can't fault that. You're probably going to point your way in, at least for right now. Still plenty of racing left in the season. Tell me which tracks are definitely piquing your interest. You're licking your chops and saying, yeah, that's my shot to punch my ticket.
Probably races I've won before. Those are the best ones.
So when you swept Gateway, is what you're saying?
No, it wasn't Gateway. It was
Or not
Homestead,
Gateway,
Miami.
Homestead. Thank you. So when you swept the week of Homestead, Miami, you're looking forward to that one again?
Yeah, that was, but I think that's in the Chase again. So that looking forward to if I make the playoffs there. Unfortunately, I won't be able to race next week. I got a work thingy I got to do.
Fair enough, but congratulations on the podium, Cody. Team 3 Musket Beers scoring some good and needed points in the team championship, and we'll let you get back up there with Frenchie up in TeamSpeak.
All right, thank you, sir.
User was moved out of your channel.
And where is he hiding? There's where he's hiding. So, rebounding from a lap down at one point, catching a race car to the face at one point, and generally having a horrid start, Kevin Paskowicz being scored in second.
Yeah, actually it's third. Cody, Creighton, and I were lining up for the finishing picture, and we got slightly ahead of each other. So, but I need to thank my teammates Sam and Jason, and just everybody. You, of course, Tony, Roberts Tech Jobs, PH Aware, and the Mighty. I really felt down and out at one point in this race. Didn't think we had anything for them. Struggled all night long, and then that last green flag run passed everybody. I think I passed 2 or 3 cars on the outside. I think I passed 2 cars on the outside of a 3 wide just to get back up there. So it was exciting. I think we would have caught them if it had stayed green. I think I was reeling in Cody and Creighton, and I think we could have made a race of it.
Well, Creighton already told us that he was fearful that you and Cody were going to be able to definitely have something for him if this had stayed green. Now, would you like the other good news, Mr. Paskowicz?
What's that, sir?
Being as you are the team principal of Phenomenal Motorsports, Creighton Carter for NLR, Kevin Paskowicz for Phenomenal Motorsports, being scored in second. We're actually going to give you third. So Cody Eldridge for Team 3 Musket Beers, Ronnie Osmer for Evolution Racing. And then in 7th place is the next team with David Llewellyn for Team Booze Brothers, Mike Whitaker for Pinnacle Motorsports. And the next teammate of anyone above them, Jason Coburn for Phenomenal Motorsports, coming home in 10th.
Oh, that's awesome. We knew Jason. Jason fought his backside off too tonight. I mean, all 3 of our guys were. I think everyone but Sam was down a lap at some point, or in the rears and not having a good race, and we all just kept digging. So that's great. I'm really glad that they got a top 10 too. Finally I finished one of these things this season without getting spun out inside of 15 laps to go.
Well, you said you were looking forward to Pocono last week, so it definitely paid off for you this week. Congratulations on the podium finish. PH Aware, the Mighty, and Paskey Sports doing proud right now. Anybody else you want to thank?
Oh, man, just about everybody. I got too many people, man. I need to thank you, of course. Alex Green, he didn't race with us tonight. I know he's having a pretty crappy day, but if he's watching out there on a live stream somewhere, man, thank you so much for everything you do for the league.
Yeah, you mentioned Alex Green. Alex has already stated that he will be back on the track on Sunday, so we're looking very much forward to seeing league owner Alex Green back in the mix at the DW12's version of Pocono on Sunday.
Awesome. We're looking forward to that. Obviously, we won last year, so, get a podium here, I think gives us some really good momentum, and I'm hoping to back up last year's win with another.
All right. So
great run, KP.
Oh, thank you very much, Gary. I appreciate it.
I got to say in front of both of you here, we figured out how Isaiah was kicked out of the race. is I have a little wireless mouse that I have sitting beside the chair here, and a little tiny black dog.
That'll do
laying
it.
on the mouse.
Oh man, we were wondering
Oh,
about
Isaiah's
that
gonna
tonight.
love that one.
I hate to lose a competitor, but Isaiah was tough out there tonight, and I
probably
probably would have finished a position or two further back if he hadn't. So I'm sorry, Isaiah.
I was gonna say he probably had a shot at you had that not been the case, but we're gonna let you get back up into the post-race drivers meeting. We got a couple more interviews to do, and we will see you in a little bit.
All right, thank you guys very much.
All right. Third place, Kevin Paskowicz joining us there. And let's see, where is he? Next one. Next victim to join us in the booth, Mr. Francois Pelletier, finishing his first ISL race in 11th. In a whole gaggle of rookies there, 10th, 11th, and 12th. Sandwiched in between two phenomenal motorsports drivers.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Started in the rear a couple of times, and man, my highlight, it's like this right here was like golf for me. Do a couple good moments, and it makes you come back. So I was really proud of being able to work my way to the front and make an outside pass there for the lead, and kept it for a little bit until the caution came out.
Well, I would like to point out you led 6 laps.
Oh, I had a ball. That was a lot of fun. I mean, I'm tired because of the cautions, but it is what it is, and man, just great opportunity and a lot of fun.
It is
Great
what it
run.
is, and the highlight of the race with you driving, for me anyways, was when you caught a race car to the face and we actually watched the damage appear on the stream.
Oh yeah, that was a little rough. Yeah, it was. It definitely was something.
Good run, Fritchie.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so a Hard Charger award tonight is going to go to Creighton Carter, starting 14th, finishing first. Most laps led goes to Chris Parkman. Fast lap of the race goes to Chris Parkman. No, I'm sorry. Fast lap of the race goes to Quentin Young with a 41.613. A lot of drivers into the 41s tonight. As a matter of fact, I believe the whole field got into the 31s at least once. All except for Sam Cooper Bennett, Chris Hamilton, and David Bowden. Oh, and Terry Adams. Terry Adams with Sam was the closest out with a 41 or 42 flat. But Frenchie, for your first race, we're looking forward to having you join us on Sunday if you choose to do so in the DW12 version of here. If you want to get the rest of your teammates to come play, we'd be happy to have them as well.
Sure. What's Thursday?
Thursday is the Pro Mazda Icebreaker Series from Indianapolis.
Okay.
And we'd be more than happy to have you guys join us for that one as well. It's going to be the season finale from the Brickyard. And then immediately following that race, we're doing the SK Modified, the We're Not a Parking Lot Yet Twin 35s from Irwindale Speedway. 35 laps on the inner oval, followed by 35 laps on the outer oval in the SK Modifieds.
Nice. Yeah, I should be in. No problem.
All right. Very good. Gary, do you have anything else tonight?
I'm good. I just want to say hi to Betty Lou again, and good night. We love you out here, so you take care back there, and we'll see you soon. And everybody else, thanks for watching. And I'm very, very sorry to. I just feel sorry.
Your dog kicked Isaiah Dupree from the server. That's
She's
a
laying
first.
on the little mouse. I'm like, how in the hell did that happen?
That's a first. We're putting that one down in racing history. But you have been watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com, of course, is your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com. On behalf of Bill Roberts, league major sponsor, for Alex Green, league owner, for Mr. Gary Bauer, I am Tony Trapasso saying we will see you Thursday night from the Brickyard in the Pro Mazda Icebreaker Series.